Hello, everybody. This is the Right One Podcast. This is your host, Lenny Stockton, and I will be talking about some useless information. I picked up a book from a store called Five Below. It's called The Book of Useless Information. Thousands of things you didn't think you needed to know and probably don't. Here's the book. It's actually a pretty good book. Let's see. Oh, before I go on, I am gonna have a co-host here shortly. Not today. Maybe later on tonight. But we will see. We will see. We will see if this co-host is ready to be here. So let's get on to the random facts. I am just gonna go to a random page since this is useless information, and we will see what goes on. Right. So I am just gonna go into the middle of the book, right here, just middle of the book. Is that the middle? No, this is about the middle. Yeah, that's about the middle. All right. So on the middle page, we are at page 98. 98. I have a child that was born in 1998. Yeah. Okay, so the title is, What Do You Mean? So the fact is, camera shutter speed B stands for bulb. B-U-L-B, bulb. Okay, I guess. Another useless fact is the holes in fly swatters are used to lower air resistance. That I did know. That's why flies and everything else you try to kill gets killed, because it's moving too fast through the air. Wind resistance, son. Pure wind resistance. So let's see. Scotch tape has been used as an anti-corrosive shield on the Goodyear blimp. Yeah, no, I think I don't know. I would not use Scotch tape on a blimp. Not doing that. So, let's see. It says feeling a bit nervous is another title. Sorry. The average person looks at eight houses before buying one. You know what? I am trying to buy a house now, and I think I looked at, not physically looked, but online looked. I think I looked at like 30. Physically looked, I looked at about maybe 3. I looked at 3, and the first one was okay, right? I can make it my own. The second 2, no, no, not at all. Those was tore up from the floor up. They were asking too much for all the work that had to be done, and I was like, nah, I think I'm good. I think I'm okay. I think I'm gonna pass on these 2, but keep this one just in case. Let's see. Here we go. The average woman consumes 6 pounds of lipstick in her lifetime. That's a lot of lipstick, especially for those who don't even have no lips. Like, I don't have much lips, so I think the female version of me, which is both my daughters, won't have to use a lot of lipstick. So I don't think they would use 6 pounds. They'd probably use 3, because they got half lips. Let's see the next page. I'm just gonna skip to page, let's see, 149. I'm just gonna skip to page 149. So it says, bend it like Beckham. Soccer is played in more countries than any other sport. That I believe. There are so many soccer teams. There's like 1,000 soccer teams. I don't know, but I know there's a whole gang of them. Way more than football, way more than basketball, way more than any other sport, way more than Major League Baseball. Like, they are all over the place. Soccer's everywhere. Soccer legend Pele, I think I said his name. Real name is Edson Arantes. Edson Arantes do Namasquito. Okay. That's why they called him Pele. Let's see. Let's go to another page. We're going to go to the front of the book. A galaxy far, far away. Well, you know what this is about, right? Star Wars. So, the actor who played Wedge in the original Star Wars trilogy has a famous nephew. actor Ewan McGregor, who played Obi-Wan Kenobi in the new Star Wars trilogy. Huh. So someone who played Wedge in Star Wars trilogy, the original Star Wars trilogy, is the uncle to Ewan McGregor. And another fact is Darth Vader is the only officer in the Imperial forces who doesn't have a rank. How about that? I think that's true because he's Darth Vader and his rank is Darth Vader. In the Return of the Jedi Special Edition, during the new, what was that, Coruscant, whatever, footage at the end of the film, a stormtrooper can be seen carried over the crowds. I don't know. I didn't pay attention long enough to even find that out, so I don't know. Luke Skywalker's last name was changed the last minute from Starkiller to make it less violent. Imagine if his name was actually Starkiller. Luke Starkiller. That would suck. Remember, it'd be Rise of the Starkiller. Like, I'm glad they changed to Skywalker. If it was supposed to be Starkiller, I'm very glad it was changed to Skywalker. The name of Jabba the Hutt's pet spider monkey is Salacious Crumb? I guess. I don't know. You Hairy Ape on page 43 as well. 42 was a Galaxy Far, Far Away. Page 43 was You Hairy Ape. King Kong is the only movie to have its sequel, Son of Kong, released in the same year, 1933. That I didn't know. I remember Son of Kong, and I remember that it wasn't good. But King Kong wasn't that good neither. It was good for 1933, but when I watched it in the 90s, I was like, this movie is kind of crazy. It's like stiff, live action, cartoonish. It's a little weird. But the Peter Jackson King Kong was pretty good. I like that. It was 3-hour King Kong. That was pretty good. Original remake on an original tale. That was pretty good. And then you have Kong Skull Island and all the Godzilla movies, and they're actually fantastic. Can't wait for Kong X. Is it Godzilla X Kong? Something like that? Yeah, that's pretty good. I think that's going to be a good one. And it says Skull Island is in the jungle. Skull Island is the jungle home of King Kong. Like, we didn't already know that because Kong Skull Island. Like, we already knew that. But I don't know when this book was published. Let's find out when this book was published. Let's see. This book could have been published in 1933. I don't think so because Skywalker wasn't out then. But let's see when this book was published. Let's find this out. This book was published 2006. So I think a lot of information is outdated. But we will continue on to some of these things. But then again, I did find this book at Five Below. Shout out to Five Below. Found this at Five Below. So it says, enjoy the show. On page 43, I'm still on page 43. Next title is Enjoy the Show. First fact is Deborah Winger was the voice of E.T. For all you old heads, you're going to know who Deborah Winger is. So all these young cats are not going to know who Deborah Winger is. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But Deborah Winger was an actress. And I did know this next fact. Dirty Harry's last name is Callahan. I did know that. So Dirty Harry is Clint Eastwood. Phenomenal movies. My dad got me into watching those. Shout out to Dad. In Psycho, Mrs. Bates's dress was periwinkle blue. Huh. I didn't even know that because I seen Psycho in black and white. And I couldn't tell the color of her dress. So, that's cool. Another small little title was Shaken Not Stirred, right? And it says James Bond is known as Mr. Kiss Kiss Bang Bang in Italy. I don't know why they didn't call him just James Bond, right? But Miss Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. Hey, you know what? Someone said Kiss Kiss Bang Bang in a movie. And it was, I think his name was Dr. Raymond Cocteau. And it was in Demolition Man. And it was a scene, I can't remember the scene, but I know for sure he said, Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. He said, no kiss kiss, no bang bang. And he was saying it to Simon Phoenix, which was Wesley Snipes' character. And now we move on to more. So it's still on page 43. It says Jean-Claude Van Damme was the alien in the original Predator in almost all the jumping and climbing scenes. Now, I don't know if that's true. I know Jean-Claude Van Damme was supposed to be the alien in what movie was it? In the Predator. He was supposed to be the alien in the Predator. He got suited up and everything, and the alien looked ridiculously stupid to me at the time. You know, it's in the 80s, but the alien looked just goofy to me. I could have been wrong. Some people could have thought it was great looking. They wanted Van Damme to be in it. But for me personally, I'm glad he wasn't in it. I'm glad the guy who played the Predator, I think his name is Peter Michael Hall. I think that was his name. A tall black guy, African American guy. He also played Harry in Harry and the Hendersons. I know that for a fact. It says Godzilla has made the covers of Time and Newsweek. Did y'all know that? I didn't know that at all. Let's see. Let's just skip around. Okay, yeah. I'm just going to 44 because it's actually pretty good. The numbers game. Smokey the Bear zip code is 20252. I'm going to have to look that up. What is 20252 zip code? Let me look this up real quick. 2025. I'm going to know where Smokey the Bear lives. 20252 zip code. South Riding, Virginia. That's where 20252 is. Huh. Well, at least now we know where Smokey the Bear lives. In South, let me look at it again. South Riding, Virginia. Yeah, South Riding, Virginia. I think there's even a picture of. No, it just says South Riding, Virginia. Yep, that's where he is from. Smokey the Bear. Another Dirty Harry joke. Dirty Harry's badge number is 2211. That's an easy badge to remember. So anybody can remember that badge number. 2211. You know what? 2211. So I don't know if he didn't have a 211. He had a 44 Magnum. But 22, 11, 44, bunch of same numbers. Some type of coincidence. Sleeping Beauty slept 100 years. How does Sleeping Beauty sleep 100 years? And what was she on? What type of apple or whatever it was that she ate, when she went to sleep for 100 years and still looked the same way when your boy came over there and kissed her? He was molesting her anyway. That's how I see it. He was touching on her and feeling on her for no reason, just to wake her up. And I think Sleeping Beauty was like a minor. I think all the Disney princesses are minors. And then I don't know about Aladdin. I think Aladdin was around the same age as Jasmine, but I think Jasmine was like 14 or 15 or something like that. I don't know. I know all the Disney princesses, the old school Disney princesses. I don't know about the new ones, but the old ones were all underage. And I know, like, the prince, a lot of the princes were over 18. And I don't see how Disney got away with it. They hid it very well, but they got away with it. I'll tell you that right there. But how she lived to be so she really wasn't 14. She was like 114. So meanwhile, she was robbing the cradle. So it took 100 years for somebody to wake her up. There's only one prince loyal enough to wake her up in 100 years. That's bad. That's talking bad about us men. Even Disney was like, man, this is gonna take 100 years to wake her up. Ain't nobody loyal. There are 22 stars surrounding the mountain. Oh, I didn't know that. There are 22 stars surrounding the mountain on the Paramount Pictures logo. Huh, that's cool. That's cool. You know that logo when the Paramount comes in and then you see the stars that go across like this? Yeah, that's the Paramount logo. Let's see. A Chinese checkerboard has 121 holes. I never counted them. So now I'm going to go buy a Chinese checkerboard and I'm going to count every single hole and I'm going to label it 1 through 121. And I'm going to see if it's actually the truth. If this book here is telling the truth. Because I don't know if it's telling the truth or not. Some of these facts might be non-factual. It says the longest Hollywood kiss from the 1941 film You Are in the Army Now. It lasted 3 minutes and 3 seconds. I've never seen that movie, so I don't know. I'm going to have to look that up. Like, look the movie and watch the movie up. And just Time to kiss. It's gonna be awkward and weird, but I'm gonna have time to kiss. There are 225 spaces on a Scrabble board. I'm gonna have to look that up too. I don't play Scrabble. I can't spell. I can't read. I ain't playing Scrabble. But I'm gonna have to look that up and see what happens. Let's see, there are 100 squares on a snakes and ladders board. Is that a game? There are 100 squares on a snakes and ladders board. I thought it was chutes and ladders. Am I tripping? Man, I ain't snakes and ladders board. I ain't never heard that game before. The total number of bridge hands possible is 54 octillion. Yeah, you know what? I don't play bridge, but octillion is a lot. That's a high number. So I'm not even gonna try to even get into that. Let's see. John Travolta's white suit from Saturday Night Fever was auctioned off for $145,500. Judy Garland's ruby slippers for $165,000. Charlie Chaplin's hat and cane for $211,500. Elvis's jacket for $59,700, and John Lennon's glasses for $25,875. Wow. Yeah, I got money for a white suit. No, I'm all right. He already wore it and funked it up. I'm all right. I see. Let's see all the classics. Here we go. All the classics. You see that? All the classics. Let me read it backwards, whatever. All the classics, right? The literary world. Page of screen. Bambi was originally published in 1929 in Germany. Oh, in German. It was published in German. Okay. So it wasn't even in English. It was in German. Let me see. Guten Tag, I guess. Volkswagen. I should be doing that. I apologize to all my German friends. You guys are cool. General Lew Wallace's bestseller, Ben-Hur, was the first work of fiction to be blessed by the Pope. Okay. Go ahead. General Lew Wallace and the Pope hanging out. Hey, I need you to bless this Pope. And the Pope was like, bless it. Bless it. The name for Oz in The Wizard of Oz was stored up when the author L. Frank Baum looked at his filing cabinet and saw an A, N, and O, Z, hence Oz. I don't know. So the letter A through N, and then A-N-D, O through Z. And he was like, I'll just use Oz. Which was a good show. I'm not talking about the Wizard of Oz. I'm talking about the show Oz on HBO with Adebisi and a bunch of other people. I know this dude in a wheelchair, and I know one episode he got thrown down the elevator shaft. I think that's how he died. That's how he wrote him off the show. He got thrown down an elevator shaft. And the guy from, actually two of the guys from Law and Order SVU. So the guy who played Elliot Stabler, I forget his name, Christopher Minoli. He was in Oz. And then the other dude who was in Law and Order before Christopher Minoli came in. I can't remember his name, but he was in Oz. He was in Oz too, but he was on SVU before Christopher Minoli, and him and Olivia Benson, this character and Olivia Benson's character, they had a thing going on. I remember watching that. I remember seeing that. And then he went away. I don't know why he went away or where he went, but I know he went away. And then in comes Elliot Stabler, and he became the fan favorite. That's like 6 degrees of separation right there. Just linked 3 different shows. Well, yeah. 2 shows and a movie just because of the word Oz. That's crazy. See what I did there? And they say this is useless information. I think I'm useless information. I'm giving a lot of useless information right now, but it's okay. Let's see. All right, I'm gonna get into some. Let's see, 2 more facts, and then I'm gonna end this podcast because I gotta go to work. I got money to make. So let's see what's going on. Let's find something pretty cool. Let's see. Weird science. Okay, on page 173 of this book. What is it? Useless information. The book of useless information. So on page 173, the title says Weird Science. I might just read this. I think I'm gonna read this whole page. Well, the page goes on to the back too. Maybe I'll just read all the weird science things and we'll go from there. And then I'll end it like that. Or expert timing. We'll see. I don't know. It says 107 incorrect medical procedures will be performed by the end of the day today. But this book was in 2006, so I'm pretty sure that number is completely changed. Because of the rotation of Earth, an object can be thrown further if it's thrown west. How about that? I'm going to go outside and throw a rock east. With the same amount of power, I'm going to throw it west and see which one goes further. We'll see. Because of the rotation of the Earth. That's actually a pretty interesting fact. I don't know if it's true, but that's a pretty interesting fact. So throw something to the east, throw something to the north, throw something to the south, and then throw something to the west with the same amount of power, whether it's in a slingshot or whatever it is. Whatever it is to throw it, do it in all 4 directions and see which one goes the furthest. If the west goes the furthest, that means because of the Earth's rotation, it's going to go, object can go further because it's going west. Does that mean the Earth is traveling east? And it's going further because the Earth is traveling east, it's rotating east. Is that what that means? It kind of makes sense. To think about it. Which way is the sun rise and set? Rises in the east, sets in the west. I think that's what it is. I think that's how it goes. So if we're turning east, if the Earth is turning east, you throw something west, it's going to go a little bit further. Could be wrong. I'm not a scientist. Someone else figure it out. I just know the book says you throw something west, it's going to go further if you throw something east. 2 and 5 are the only prime numbers that end in 2 or 5. I need a mathematician. I need help. I don't know about this. I don't know. 51% of turns are right turns. Now, you know what? I think that's right. Because I make a lot of right turns when I'm driving. A lot of right turns. If you toss a penny 10,000 times, it will not be heads 5,000. It will not be head 5,000 times more. Wait, I don't understand this. It says if you throw a penny 10,000 times, it would not be heads 5,000 times, but more like 4950. The head pitcher weighs more, so it ends up on the bottom. Son of a bitch. Excuse my language. This is why I be losing coin tosses with pennies. Like I got tails. I got heads, and it'll always be tails. This is exactly why. Because if this is true, the head on the penny weighs more. So when you flip it, doesn't matter. It's gonna fall on tails more times. It's gonna fall on heads, and it's gonna show tails more than it's gonna show heads. If you yelled for 8 years, 7 months, if you yelled for 8 years, 7 months, and 6 days, you would have produced enough sound energy to heat up a cup of coffee. All that for a cup of coffee. Man, I got a microwave, man. I got to put it in the Nuka. Put it in the microwave, man. I'm not fit to be yelling for 8 years just to get a hot cup of coffee. That's it. That's your hot ass breath for 8 years. That's what that is. The strength of early lasers was measured by Gillette's. The number of blue razor blades have been beamed could puncture. What? Oh, I'm sorry. The strength of early lasers was measured by Gillette's. The number of blue razor blades is given beam could puncture. Whatever. I don't even know what that means. Maybe I'm reading it wrong. Maybe I'm tired. Maybe I need coffee. I need to start yelling for 8 years so I can get some coffee so I can wake up. Because I don't think I read that question, that fact right. Or it's just worded weird. I don't know. The tip of a bullwhip moves so fast that it breaks the sound barrier. The crack of the whip is actually a tiny sonic boom. Okay, I kind of already knew that. That I did know. I know the sonic boom thing. That I did know. The crack of the whip. Yeah. I think like almost everybody of a certain category knows that. Clouds fly higher during the day than at night. That's because they're trying to go to sleep. They're trying to lay down and go to bed. They're tired. When they up in the daytime, they up in the sky doing some work. Right? At night, it's nighttime, bro. It's time to go to bed. I'm tired. Moisture, not air, causes super glue to dry. You know what? That's true. That is so true. Because whenever I use like Gorilla Glue or something, right? Whenever I use Gorilla Glue, right? And I want it to dry fast, I breathe on it. But I don't breathe on it. I don't go like that. No, I go and it puts moisture in it. And it literally dries in like seconds. And I know Gorilla Glue dries in seconds anyway, but it dries way faster. So that fact, I believe. Because I tried it and it worked. And I mean, I inhaled some of the glue, so that's why I'm a little cuckoo right now, but whatever. Iron nails can be used in oak because the acid... Oh, iron nails cannot be used in oak because the acid in the wood corrodes them. Huh. So what you supposed to use? Screws? I guess screws. I don't know. Gorilla Glue. And put moisture on it. Okay. Bacteria is the tiniest free living cells are so small. Oh no, so it says bacteria. The tiniest free living cells are so small that a single drop of liquid contains as many as 50 million of them. Oof. So one little drop of liquid contains 50 million microorganisms, 50 million bacteria. I ain't thirsty no more. I ain't thirsty. You know what? It's bacteria. It's bacteria that made me strong, okay? All right? Because now you got all these, everybody's allergic to everything stuff. Gluten-free. Man, look. Peanut allergies. The peanuts? The hell? I shouldn't be talking because I'm allergic to shellfish. But I didn't develop that until I was older. But when I was younger, I could eat everything. Now I just stay away from everything out the water. Don't give me no fish. Don't give me fish sticks. I don't even want to fillet a fish, okay? I don't want nothing out the water. Shellfish got my face swelling up. Nope, I'm all right. And it's not like Hitch swelling up where one side swell up. No, both sides are swole up. My throat don't lock up, but it itches. But both my cheeks and everything swell. Like I got into a fight with Tyson, and he was just bit bopping me. Like, so I just stay away from all things fish. But bacteria, I can survive that. Yep, I can survive bacteria. Let's see. Life on Earth probably developed in an oxygen-free atmosphere. Even today, there are microorganisms that can live only in the absence of oxygen. I need a scientist. Scientist again. I don't know. Could be true, could not be true. But I need a scientist. Last fact from the category Weird Science is stainless steel was discovered by accident in 1913. See, that I believe. That's the end of this. That's the end of that little chapter in this book. That I believe. 1913, people were just digging, and they was digging for gold in the 1800s and early 1900s. They were just digging, man. Like they was trying to find gold. And they found the steel, and they was like, what is this? And what is this? And what is this? So they found the steel probably, and they was like, you know what? This is hard as mug, man. Like we can use this, and we can build some stuff with this. You know, that's probably how they found it. I don't know. I'm just guesstimating because I wasn't born in 1913 and I am no historian neither. So I'm just guesstimating. But I know they was digging like crazy for gold and silver. Gold and silver they was looking for. And if they just came across stainless steel, they came across stainless steel. I'm pretty sure that's how they came across a lot of other metals like copper and everything. They probably thought copper was gold. And it might have been like, I'm just thinking or guessing that they see copper and they bring it to the person who has gold and they're like, oh, this is false gold. It's not false gold. It's just copper. Well, yeah, it's false gold. So, but they probably didn't have a name for it back then. But I don't know. I'm not a historian. I'm just guessing. But anyway, so we are at the 29-minute mark. Actually, 29 minutes, 51 seconds. So this is going to be a 30-minute podcast, so I am going to get off right now. And I will hope to see you soon. You might see a co-host sometime today, sometime this week, sometime tonight. You never know. You never know. But this is your boy, Lenny Stockton. This is the Real One podcast. So I will see y'all on the flip side. And you guys have a good one. And I forgot to say Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy all of that. And I hope you guys are very safe. I meant to do a podcast last night, but I was too tired. So stay tuned for more. And this is your boy, Lenny Stockton. I am signing off.